Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to WCBN Sports Radio. My name is Ryan Dolson, and I'm here tonight at Yost Arena for the Big Ten quarterfinals, Game 2, Best of 3 series. The Michigan Wolverines versus the Michigan State Spartans. Puck drop is about to happen in 1 minute. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad you're all listening in. I can already tell this is going to be an excellent game. Children of Yost out here in full force. Michigan trying to complete a whole season sweep on Michigan State. They are currently 4-0 against Michigan State in the regular season, including a game yesterday where they won 4-1 at Yost. I cannot state just how exciting this game should be. A lot is on the line. Michigan State has not had the best 2022. Opened up the year on a 13-game losing streak that they finally snapped in literally the last game of the regular season against Penn State, only winning 2-1. And like I said, Michigan defeated the Spartans 4-1 at Yost yesterday, game 1 of the quarterfinals. Michigan hoping to avoid having to come back again tomorrow for a potential game 3. If they win here tonight, they will advance into the Big Ten semifinals, which will take place here at Yost beginning on March 12th. That is, unless, of course, like I mentioned, Michigan loses this game. But I think they're very much prepared for this game. I think it's going to be really excited. Really exciting on both sides. Excuse me. But we're about to get our opening face-off for that. We have number 23 on the Wolverines, Jimmy Lambert, taking the face-off, and number 16, Jesse Tucker for the Michigan State Spartans. This one should be an absolute powder keg of a game, and it goes to the side. Neither team really seems to grab it. Michigan State shoots it right at the net, but thankfully number 1 Eric Portillo there to grab it immediately. Wolverines passing it around. Lambert will unfortunately lose the puck over to number 22 on Michigan State, Dennis Cezana. Excuse me. I got my notes here in front of me. It's going to be a little difficult at first. Michigan, number 22, Owen Power, manages to break a Michigan State shot. Michigan going to make some quick substitutions already. Michigan got the puck near the net over on the Michigan State side, but tragically Michigan State, number 23, Joshua, going to take that puck all the way back over to the Wolverine side. But Portillo there to grab it and stop anything he could have done there. We got 34. Oh, number 30, and he scores already! Wow! I'm looking at my note. Number 34, Thomas Mordetleo, already signed by the San Jose Sharks in the NHL draft, will take a beautiful, crisp shot on net, and that's already going to go in. We're only 54 seconds into this game, and Michigan already starting off strong. A 1-0 lead. Incredible. Holy cow, Michigan absolutely came to play on this game. We're going to see the replay for a second. He manages to avoid a check by a Michigan State player and immediately fires right into the 5-hole between the goalie's legs. Absolutely brutal. Michigan will win the face-off. Number 15 already passing it over, but unfortunately Michigan State will steal it, but number 43 Hughes on the Wolverines Michigan team will steal it back. Pass it over to number 21 on the Wolverine team. He is going to pass it over to the Michigan State goalie, who will grab it, but there's a bit of confusion behind the net. Being told right here, looking at my notes, that the Michigan goal was assisted by number 43 Hughes, and technically an assist by the goalie, Portillo. Not often you get to see the goalie on a hockey team manage an assist, but there's absolutely great puck control on that possession. Did not give Michigan State even a chance of stopping it. I'm certainly sure I can imagine that you can hear the crowd. They are getting loud, antsy, and hectic here in Yost Arena. Why wouldn't you be after that start? And Michigan, bit of a tussle on the face-off. Neither team can really seem to take control, but number 2 Aiden Gallagher on Michigan State will end up grabbing it. passes it over to number 17. Pass over to number 13 on Michigan State. But thankfully, 73 on Michigan. Ethan Edwards there to break it up before he can get anything going. Both teams only with one shot on goal. Michigan with their one shot on goal being a goal, so shooting 100% on the day. Puck is going to go over into Michigan territory. A brutal check by number 7, Nick Blackenberg, on Michigan State player. Michigan State really cannot get set up in this Michigan area. This defense is truly overpowering for them. Michigan hoping not to let Michigan State even get a taste of being in control. Michigan State did go up 1-0 yesterday early in the first period before Michigan absolutely dominated the rest of the game, winning 4-1. And Michigan State pass in front of an open net. Portillo was not there, but thankfully it will not go anywhere. Michigan State number 15 will take control of the puck. Christian Krieger. But pass will be intercepted. But the pass from Michigan will be intercepted by number 24, Middendorf, for the Spartans. Puck will high shot into the net by number 16 on Michigan State. Jesse Tucker. Puck will way too high of a shot. Going to go right into the net. That will be called a stop play. Face-off, Michigan State. If you're just tuning in, not even a minute into the game, Michigan took a 1-0 lead, and that's how it currently stands. 16:49 left in the first period. Michigan up 1-0. Number 20, Josh Nodler, taking the face-off for Michigan State. And Michigan State will win it, but cannot take control of the puck at all for even a second. Number 19 on the Wolverines, Brendan Brisson, will take control of it. Pass over to number 34, who has a good look at the net, but it will be stopped by Drew DeRider on Michigan State, the goalie. That's him right in the leg pads. Bit of a scuffle going on. Neither team can seem to get control behind the Michigan State net. Number 34 tries to make a great pass to number 15, Truscott, but he cannot take control. Michigan State making a couple quick substitutions. Number 43 on Michigan getting a great look at the net, but just shot just barely too wide right. Puck will gently float back over to the Michigan defense. Portillo will pass it behind the net. Will go to number 7, Nick Blackenberg on Michigan. He will pass it over to number 34 and eventually back over to number 13, Kent Johnson. Excuse me, I'm still getting used to a lot of these players' names. Over number 21, and he scores! Second goal for Michigan. Michael Pastajov, the senior from Florida. Michigan already taking a 2-0 lead, not even 5 minutes into this first period. This could be getting very ugly for the Spartans. Absolutely not the start they wanted, but for the Wolverines, I can't dream of a better start to the game. They absolutely have to be elated right now. 4 minutes and 25 seconds into the game, you're already up 2-0. Two different players, two separate goals. This is incredible. The atmosphere is electric. Absolutely packed crowd right at the end of Michigan spring break, beginning of Michigan State spring break. This place is absolutely packed with students back here in Ann Arbor after a fun week of spring break. Michigan does win the faceoff. Puck staying in Michigan defensive territory. Number 7, pass it over to number 73 on the Wolverines, Ethan Edwards, who is just going to shoot it back into the back of the Michigan State net. Pastajov did score the goal completely unassisted. Absolutely beautiful shot on his end. Michigan with only 3 goals on net, 2 of those going in. Michigan State with only 1 shot, and judging by the 0 next to their score, did not go in. Number 13, on Michigan. Number 13, Kent Johnson, slips and falls, passes it right back over to Michigan State. Michigan State trying to get something going offensively. This defense has been absolutely suffocating for them. They are getting absolutely no good looks, no good possession. As number 17 pass it over to number 11. Steal puck, number 22. I believe icing is going to be the call there. Seemed that they got a little too excited, but How can you not be after an exciting start like that? 14 minutes, 24 seconds into this first quarter. Michigan already up 2-0. Checking my notes here, trying to see what the call was. Not going to be official quite yet. But number 34 for the Wolverines. Looking all over it. Thomas Wardlow will take the face-off, and number 20, Josh Nodler for Michigan State, will be taking it. Michigan will win the face-off, goes over to number 22 for the Wolverines, who is, of course, Owen Power. Wow. I'll get better looking at my notes. There's so many names. Michigan State getting a decent opportunity, 3-on-3, but might have been a shot on net there. Not 100% sure, but thankfully Portello was all over that. Michigan will take control over in Michigan State territory. I believe an offside is going to be called yet again. Previously on the last face-off, it was not an icing call. It was rather an offsides call. The marching band, the band absolutely playing loud. It sounds like I'm sitting right next to them, even though I'm absolutely across from them in the press box. Going to be yet another face-off. Bit too much aggression right there from number 10, Maddie Beiners on the Wolverines, and number 13, Christoph Papp for the Spartans. Michigan will win the face-off. Can't really seem to take control over in Spartan territory. A lot of passing. Oh! Number 10 for the Wolverines manages to steal the puck from him, passes it around the net over to number 13 for Michigan, who's going to reset. Pass it over to number 15. Tries to pass it to Powers, but unfortunately is going to go just a little too far. Spartan defense proven to be just a bit too much on that one. Michigan struggling to maintain control here. Puck is over in Michigan territory. He's going to pass it over to number 43. And a whistle is going to be called. Excuse me, not 43. Michigan making a couple quick substitutions right now. Because we have Philip LaPointe coming in for the Wolverines. Number 10, Maddie Beiners, staying back in. Number 43 staying in for the Wolverine, Luke Hughes. Very important asset. Going to be a face-off in Michigan territory. Both two players getting a little tad bit too aggressive there. Referee will not drop it, but there we go. He will drop it. Michigan will take control with the face-off. Bit of a hard pass. Number 43 Hughes manages to catch it with the skate, but can sense the Michigan defenders coming and decides to shoot it upstream. Michigan making a couple substitutions, as they try to get set up defensively. Their defensive play has been absolutely excellent. Does not feel like Michigan State has had any realistic chances on net, while meanwhile Michigan with already 2 goals, which is one more than Michigan State was able to score yesterday. And a great look at the net, and there is number 3 for the Wolverines. That is going to be, I didn't get quite a good look at the jersey, at who it was. This is going to take a second. Number 56, Dylan Duke for the Wolverines. After some beautiful puck work, 2 passes over, that puck easily goes in. That is shot number 4 for Michigan, and that is goal number 3 for Michigan. People in the stands, they know how to get people excited. Looks like Michigan State could be doing a goalie change already. Very unfortunate. Definitely can rattle even the best of goalies, knowing that they could be sitting out. And this crowd, these announcers, they know how to get the crowd pumped up. They are currently playing Pump It Up. And if you're a Michigan Wolverine, if you're a student right now, if you're a fan, this game has been played to absolute perfection. Michigan State will call a timeout. Looks like Michigan State will be putting in a new goalie, number 29, Pierce Charleston. I can certainly understand 7 minutes and 23 seconds into the first period, 4 shots on goal. Michigan has already scored 3 goals. Unfortunately, not Drew DeRuyter's day. They are already going to take him out. And if you're the goalie coming in, already down 3-0, that's certainly got to be a little nerve-wracking. You know that this team has been absolutely dominant offensively. Michigan State's defense really not putting the pressure on the Wolverines like they needed as the timeout ends. Face-off in the middle of the rink. Michigan State really, I think, needs to start showing some fire soon, or this could be a very, very long day for the Spartan hockey team. Michigan will win it. Number 20, Fearson, will pass it over to number 22. Almost loses the pass. Tries to pass it over. Could have been an amazing look over, to number 22. Oh, bit of excitement over on the net already again. Thankfully not going to happen. Oh! Fans bit of a questionable no call there. Something certainly could have been called, but fans very much getting excited over the possibility of an even bigger Michigan goal. Number 5 for Michigan, taking it deep into Spartan territory, but unfortunately not going to get anything going there. Puck is going to be on Michigan State's defensive end. Michigan State cannot get the puck out of here. Although they're stopping Michigan from getting real dominating control, the fact is they absolutely cannot get anything going offensively. This is just acts of desperation. There's a lot of tussling beneath the Michigan State, between the Michigan State goal, below it. Unfortunately, number 26 on Michigan State, skating fast, getting a good look at it, but Michigan will be there to stop him as number 26 on Michigan State. That is going to be Tanner Kelly, slides into the net after a Michigan defender is able to make the great play. Play will be stopped as the goalie slammed into the net. Going to reposition the net here for a moment. 11 minutes, 18 seconds, 8 minutes, 42 into the first period. Not even halfway through the first period. Michigan up 3-0 compared to Michigan. Their shots on goal is much better. Michigan's shots on goal 4. Michigan State has 1 shot on goal. Going to do a face-off in Michigan defensive territory. Michigan State will win it. Number 25, Krieger, will grab it, fire it straight into the net, but will not get a look at it. Bit of a tussle in the front of the net, as a Michigan player or two will unfortunately lose his stick. Michigan State, act of desperation. Oh, we're going to get a bit of a tussling. Some swings being thrown, some grabs, all sorts of chaos. A Michigan player was hit strong in front of the net, dropped his stick, gave Michigan State a 5-on-4 advantage. And they fired shot after shot after shot in the net, and they could not get a good look at it. They fired 4 shots in that succession. Could not get anything to go. And with the goalie falling on the puck for Michigan, Eric Portello playing it expertly. You could definitely sense a lot of frustration growing for that Wolverine team. This was really their best shot that they've had all game after Michigan starts out explosively like that. Some penalties are going to be called. Referees are conferring for a moment. Both Michigan and Michigan State, I believe it'll be a 4-on-4 scenario. Michigan, Estapa, called for a 2-minute unsportsmanlike, and Michigan State, number 19, Number 19, Nicholas Mueller. Excuse me. Yes, that is correct. Will also be called for a 2-minute unsportsmanlike. Michigan State had several opportunities to score in that scenario, but tragically they could not. It will remain 3-0 for Michigan. Not quite sure. No, actually, it will only... Pardon me for a minute. It will be actually a 4-on-5 scenario. It will be a power play situation for Michigan State. And after all those shots on net, yes, it will be called 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct on Michigan State, but it will still be a 5-on-4 advantage for the Spartans right now. Michigan State trying to get control of the net over to number 24 on the Spartans. He'll pass it silently behind his back to number 16, trying to set up, trying to get something going, but these 4 players for the Wolverines not letting them get any good looks. Looked like the puck almost bounced in for a second, almost took an unlucky bounce, but number 27 for Michigan grabs onto the puck. Michigan trying to take control to hopefully shoot it up net. And a Michigan State player will actually get in the way of number 16 on the Spartans shot there. And Michigan, number 7, will shoot it way up in the net. Both teams going to make some quick substitutions. 1 minute left in Michigan's power play. In Michigan State's power play, excuse me. Less than a minute left. Michigan State does have the advantage, 4v5 right now. There, Michigan State is finally getting some good looks on net, but none of them really seem to be going in. Michigan defenders there to make sure that it's not too good of a look. Because right now there is some fighting behind the Michigan net. Number 8 for Michigan State tries to snap it into the net, but thankfully number 22 for the Wolverines manages to be there. And right now this puck is in Michigan State territory. Michigan hoping to get a decent look at the net. Completely short-handed, but unfortunately the puck is going to go back into Michigan's defensive end. Thankfully, number 20, Keaton Pearson for the Wolverines right there, despite Michigan State, number 26, trying to make a bit of a fight, make them work for it. And mishandling of the puck by the Spartans. Short-handed. Michigan short-handed on a Michigan State power play. The puck will manage to go in, giving Michigan a 4-0 lead. 10 minutes, 51 seconds into the set. Yes, bit of a pass confusion for the goalie, between the goalie and number 8 on Michigan State. Oh my God, I don't even know how to explain that. Cole Krieger tries to take the puck from the Michigan State goalie, but the Michigan player right there, and before the goalie can get back on the net, manages to turn around to fire a quick shot. Michigan will take a 4-0 lead despite being short-handed on that series. That goal is going to go to number 13, Johnson, in front of the goal, completely unassisted. Michigan will return to full strength. It will be another 5-on-5 scenario. And now Michigan State, penalty called on them. The Michigan goalie will leave the net. Michigan will take a 6-on-5 advantage, hoping to get something going before their turn at a power play. Michigan trying to get something going, but unfortunately Michigan State is there to stop the play. A delayed penalty on Michigan State. Children of Yost waving goodbye. Really not what you want. You don't want to give the Wolverines a power play as they're already up 4-0. 8 minutes, 35 seconds left in this period. Bit of a discussion going on between the two referees at the front. We will see. Bit of a cleaning off of the ice. We'll see what the referees decide on. That will be a cross-checking call on the Spartans. On Goodsir for the Spartans, that'll be a 2-minute call. Michigan will already, as if this game wasn't just, they weren't completely dominating, as if they didn't have enough control. Well, the Spartans will have to handle being short-handed, and if this is going any way that I think it's going to go, I think I'm fully prepared for Michigan, for the Wolverines to take a bigger lead here. They have only 5 shots on goal, and 4 of those have gone in. Really not the Spartans' day defensively. It's very interesting because the Spartan defense has stopped quite a few plays. You know, they're not letting Michigan get a good look at the net, but they're not letting Michigan hold on to possession, but then suddenly Michigan will just grab onto the puck, they'll get one shot at it, and it'll just go in. It'll just be a good enough look. Meanwhile, Michigan State with 6 shots on goal, none of them have gone in. Yes, that will be a penalty, a 2-minute minor for cross-checking on number 14 for Michigan State. Good, sir. As I said, 4-0, 8 minutes, 35 seconds left in the period. Face-off over on Michigan State's defensive end. If you're Michigan, you're looking to extend this lead even further with how unconfidently, uncoordinated, everything that makes hockey good that this Michigan State team has had. Michigan State does win the face-off, manages to pass it back over in the Michigan defensive end. Michigan players are going to have to reset. I believe an offside is going to be called there on the Wolverines. Not 100% sure. Going to take a moment from the referees. Michigan still with a minute 40 left in this power play. Only 20 seconds left. taken off of this power play between that set, but that was a good defensive series for Michigan State. They did not let them take control, didn't let them get any good looks. But they got to keep that up for another minute and a half now. As the puck is in Michigan State defensive territory. Michigan with control of the puck will pass it over to number 10, who thinks about taking a shot. Passes it over to number 43, Myers, who does take a shot, but is unfortunately deflected by a Michigan State defender. Both teams vying for control of the back of the net, but Michigan State will take control. Number 23 will just pass it up along as Michigan State will make all the necessary substitutions. Michigan will retake control. 1 minute left in the power play. Michigan really unable to get any good looks on net, but they will reset for one last attempt, it would seem, with 50 seconds left. You really thought this would be a nightmare. Oh, no, I almost spoke too soon. Number 22 thinks about taking a slap shot, but decides to pass it over to number 34, who will then pass it all the way back over to number 22, Bauer. Both Michigan desperately trying to get a good look at net, but the Michigan State defenders are there to keep them from getting anything. That is a good shot. Number 13, Kent Johnson, tries to take a shot on net, but it will be taken up by the Michigan State defender. That is only the second shot on goal Michigan State has been able to successfully defend today. 24 seconds left in the power play. 6 minutes, 59 seconds left in the first period. Michigan up 4-0 over the Michigan State Spartans. Here in Yost Arena, you're listening to WCBN Sports Radio. Michigan State will win the face-off and will just immediately shoot the puck up the rink. Excuse me. Get my sports terms mixed up for a moment. Only 10 seconds left on the power play. Michigan can make one last attempt to see if they can get anything going on this power play, but Michigan State has had it very well handled, very surprisingly. And Michigan State will return to full strength as number 34 in Michigan, Thomas Bordelot, does try to take a shot on net. But number 14 for Michigan State, Adam Goodsir, manages an open shot on net, but unfortunately will be way too high as Michigan will take control and Michigan State returns to full strength. Number 94, Mark Estapa on the Wolverines will try to take a shot on net, but shot on the goal, but it will hit the net. Way too hard, way too over, stoppage of play. 6 minutes, 14 seconds left in an eventful first period for the Wolverines. Eventful for Michigan in a good way, eventful for the Spartans in a bad way. It is 4-0. There will be a face-off on Michigan State's defensive end. Michigan State will win the face-off. They're doing very good at winning their face-offs today, but cannot maintain control. A bit of a disagreement, argument going on here. Some hard hits. Michigan State desperately trying not to let them get anything going offensively. Well, God knows they've already gotten way too much to make you feel comfortable. Michigan State offensively will just pass the puck all the way across the net, hopefully see if they can get some Michigan State players set up for an offensive series, which they will not. Bit of a tussle. Number 9 on Michigan State will drop his stick. Michel Lewandowski. Hard check. Michigan and Michigan State players make some key substitutions as number 13, Edwards, will take the puck outside of Michigan's net, and he will be subbed out as well. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in this first period. Really seem to be trading offensive and defensive control, but number 23, Joshua in Michigan State, takes a shot at the net, but it will not go in. Deflected by the Michigan goalie, Portello. Now suddenly number 17 getting a great look on net for the Wolverines, but Michigan State goalie right there to stop it. They will swap control again. These past few minutes have really just been swapping control. Swapping good looks on net. Ooh! A brutal hit, a delayed penalty will be called on Michigan State Spartans. The Michigan goalie will come out, Portello, but unfortunately, or fortunately for Michigan State, they do manage to get their stick on the net as Michigan will receive their second power play of the first period. He will be called for a 2-minute minor. Number 26, Tanner Kelly, for boarding. 4 minutes, 34 seconds left in this first period. That will be a 2-minute call, like I said, on Tanner Kelly, a freshman from San Diego, California. Yes, I said that right. I had to double check. I was right. Michigan will take another face-off in Michigan State defensive territory. The referees will announce the previous play is under review. Children of Yost very clearly disagreeing with this review, but perhaps Tanner Kelly may not be sitting in that box for the next 2 minutes. I know it can be awfully cramped, awfully scary in there. I do not blame him for wanting to get out. We will take a few minutes break as the referees look at it, and I think right now this has just absolutely been a dominating performance by Michigan. You know, Michigan, like I said before the game started, the Wolverines, I don't imagine want to have to come back tomorrow and risk possibly losing the series. I think they wanted to put it all away tonight, you know, get a day off tomorrow, prepare for the Big Ten semifinals that are happening next week that would occur at Yost, same time. And they came out explosive. They came out wanting to win this game. I mean, with the 4-0 lead, all those goals happening within like the first 10, 11 minutes. I mean, how can you not call that an aggressive performance? The referees will say that the call stands as called. It will still be a 2-minute on Tanner Kelly for boarding. That call is confirmed. Sometimes they like the referees to take a look at it, make sure it's going the way that they called it. Michigan State will win the face-off, but a whistle will go off. Not too sure what the problem is here. Play is going to stop for a moment. Number 34 on the Wolverines will be taking this face-off. Thomas Bordelot. Can't quite seem to... Something happening. Bit of a disagreement between the refs. But we will finally get the face-off. Michigan will win it, pass it over to number 19 who can't hold on to it, but thankfully number 22, Owen Power, does. This will be a 2-minute power play for the Wolverines. Hopefully they can make something happen more than they could on the last power play. Michigan taking their time here, trying to see if they can get anything set up, get some open looks. Michigan State has stopped. Really has not allowed them to take offensive control, not letting them get any good looks at the net. As number 23 for the Spartans, Jagger Joshua, will break up the play a little bit, but Michigan will retain control. Number 22 taking a shot at the net, but it will be deflected by a Michigan State defensive end, and play will stop. Puck will go out of play, it will appear. Michigan with 1:18 left on this power play scenario. Up 4-0 still. 3 minutes, 52 seconds left in this period that has gone all Michigan's way so far. It really started out strong for Michigan. Goal after goal after goal. And although Michigan State has tightened up defensively, a 4-goal deficit is very hard to come back from. And nobody really seems to win the face-off. I suppose Michigan will take it. Number 43, Hughes, tries a slap shot at the net, but it will go wide right. But Michigan will retain control. Hughes at the top of the key, passing it over. Pass. But unfortunately, it appears that number 11, Mackie Samosvich from Sandy Hook, Connecticut, will not be able to hold on to it. Michigan going to reset as Michigan State passes it back into the Michigan State defensive end. And a whistle is going to be called, putting an end to play. 46 seconds left on Michigan's power play. Michigan really has not been able to get too many good looks on power plays so far, which is surprising considering how much they were dominating possession of the puck, shots on goal in the first 10 minutes. like I said, Michigan State defensively has locked up, but Michigan will win the face-off here. 43 on the Wolverines. Luke Hughes will try to slap a shot into the net, but it'll immediately be grabbed by the Michigan State goalie, Pierce Charleston, who is making a real difference, I would say, for this Michigan State team so far. Although he did let in that one unfortunate goal that was really just a mental mistake, I would say, by him and the Spartan defender. But otherwise, he's been very good at stopping Michigan shots, 10 shots on goal. Michigan started out 5 for 4, and now they're 4 goals on 10 shots. So Michigan with 17 seconds left on the power play, trying to make something go as they're offensively passing it between each other, but the Michigan State defenders will be there, will not let them get a look on net. As the puck will float back in the Michigan's defensive end as Michigan State's power play will come to an end. Michigan State and Michigan, both teams making some big substitutions. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first period. The Michigan State player, number 16, Tucker, will lose his stick, but he will be able to grab it and come back on the defensive end. Michigan State offensively trying to get a look at the net, but the Michigan defenders are there to suffocate him, will not allow a shot. He tries to pass it over, but it will hit number 22 for Michigan. It will hit Owen Powers' skate and stop Michigan State's control here. Puck behind the net. Confusing pass there. Wolverines not really sure who it was going to. Less than 2 minutes left. The puck will go into Michigan State's defensive territory. Michigan with possession of the puck will try and get some good looks on net. Try and reassert their dominance here. But a Michigan player and Michigan State have a bit of a scuffle. They will skate into the net. Play will be stopped with 1:45 seconds left in the period as the referees reset the net. This has been an absolute joy for the children of Yost. An exciting game so far. 4 goals in the first 5-10 minutes. If you were late getting to your seat grabbing a slice of pizza, I'm sorry, you missed so much of the action. It has been relatively slow now. If you didn't know the score, you would assume that it had been relatively. If you didn't know every single stat other than score, Michigan's 10 shots on goal as opposed to Michigan State's 9, you'd assume this is a very even game, anybody's game so far. But those first few early shots on the other Michigan State goalie, Drew DeRuyter, have really set the tone for the Spartans as they are desperately trying to play catch-up early on in this game, while the Wolverines seem to have switched into a, more comfortable, more confident defensive role. They have not allowed Michigan State to, I think, get any real solid looks on net for the most part. They've had a couple, but defenders have been there to really suffocate them any single time they try to get something going, as there will be a face-off over on the Michigan State defensive end. 1:22 left in the first period. Michigan will win the face-off, but will not be able to maintain control. Never mind, number 19 for the Wolverines manages to grab it over number 73, Bowers, who will take a shot on net. But the Michigan State goalie, again, number 29, Pierce Charleston, right there for the Wolverines to stop it. In case you missed it, at the very beginning of the game, number 1, the goaltender for Michigan State, Drew DeRuyter, let in 3 goals in about 5 minutes, forcing Michigan State to make a goalie change. And although Pierce Charleston did allow 1 goal early on, he has been absolutely confident, lights-out hockey ever since. Michigan will win the face-off, but Michigan State really won't let them get set up or do anything with it. Less than 1 minute left in the first period. Still Michigan State behind the Michigan State goal. Will not let the Wolverines get set up for much of anything. Spartans try to get something going offensively, but the Michigan defenders are there to break up any hope of a sequence that they could get. Less than 40 seconds left. Michigan trying to get one last shot on net, but it'll be way too far right for number 43, Hughes, who tries to take a very good look at the net. Michigan goalie will take it behind the net. Less than 25 seconds left. I think the Wolverines might be looking to make one last offensive series, one last good look on net before the period ends. But no, Michigan State will take control. Less than 15 seconds left. And with the puck floating noiselessly to the side and into the back of the net, less than 5 seconds left. Michigan State might be trying to get one last good look, but number 23, for Michigan State, Jagger Joshua, cannot take control of the puck. Michigan will be up 4-0. Bit of a disagreement happening between players. Seems to thankfully be all verbal so far. It did get a little physical earlier on, about halfway through the first period, but thankfully cooler heads will prevail as we head to the end of the first period. Michigan with 11 shots on goal compared to Michigan State's 9. But pardon me, getting all my words mixed up, getting a little too excited. But in the real stat, and the only stat that matters, Michigan is going to be up 4-0 thanks to several early onset goals by the Wolverines. This has been an absolute powder keg of a game so far. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer, 10, 11 minutes for the start of the second period. This is your home for Michigan sports on WCBN Ann Arbor. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the WCBN Sports Ann Arbor broadcast of number. I have it on here. What's that? Number 5, Michigan Wolverines. This is the unranked Michigan State Spartans. Absolutely explosive first half of a first period, I have to say. Michigan scored 4 goals in about 10 minutes, and since then it's really been a strong defensive game on both ends. This is game 2 of a best 2 out of 3 Big Ten quarterfinal series. Michigan defeated Michigan State 4-1 yesterday. Already they got 4 goals, and Michigan State has none, so going to be a bit of a hard deficit for Michigan State to come back, as the Wolverines are also looking to complete a full season sweep of the Spartans. They've won 4 games so far this season. They're 4-0 against them all year, including the win that I mentioned yesterday. With the win here, this would put the Spartans out of the Big Ten tournament and will allow Michigan to play into the Big Ten semifinals, which would be next week starting on the 12th. Same Wolverine time, same Wolverine channel. But if Michigan State manages to pull off a comeback, and they're really going to need something going right for them at the start of the second period for that to happen, in this broadcaster's humble opinion. But if that were to happen, we would play a settling game tomorrow night, still at Yost, same Wolverine time, same Wolverine channel. It would happen tomorrow night, and it would determine who gets to advance onto the conference semifinals, as I mentioned, happening next week. First period intermission is over. Second period will start as Michigan State wins the faceoff. Already I can see the Spartans playing with a clear level of aggression, making some dangerous passes, but the Wolverines will take control of the puck well back over into into Michigan defensive territory. Michigan State trying to pass it back and forth, see if they can get set up for something, but not going to work. Puck will go up and over into the net. Play will stop, as both teams will make some substitutions. Not 100% sure what's happening here. Only 27 seconds into the second period, we're already getting yet another face-off in the middle of the rink. Michigan State will win this one. Number 20 takes control, skates forward, tries to shoot it on the net, but it will go way up and over. Michigan State will shoot number 15 for the Spartans. Will try to shoot a shot on net. Christian Krieger, that will hit the puck and immediately be deflected over to the Wolverine defense, who tries to get a good look on net, but unfortunately cannot maintain control of what would have been a wide open shot. Number 26 on the Spartans, snapping it into the Wolverines goalie Portillo, but he manages to stop it perfectly with his pad. Michigan State, the Spartans, making some great substitutions right now. The puck almost goes in, hits the post. I thought it had gone in for a moment. I think that's about as close to going in as humanly possible without it actually going in. Score will remain 4-0, but the Spartans certainly coming out with a level of intensity that really was not seen from them all first period. Getting a couple good looks on net, getting great control of the puck. Many shots on net, lots of tussling at the net, but thankfully the Wolverines will manage to fall on it. Michigan State will win the faceoff, I think, but Michigan will take control. Seemed the Michigan State player had fallen on the puck and was trying not to let the Wolverines take control. Smart strategy, but does not work, as Michigan State's will take control behind the Sparty net. Spartans will take yet another wild shot into the net. It will not go in. The Michigan goalie Portillo, having one heck of a game, manages to make the easy stop. But Michigan's defense really has not has really not been having the pressure on the Spartans that they had all first period. Michigan State getting some great looks at the net. Thankfully not going in due to Portello's amazing goaltending, but you have to wonder how long he can maintain it. This has been all Michigan State from the very start of this puck drop in the second period. But thankfully, Michigan still holding on to a 4-0 lead 2 minutes into the second period. Spartans know this game really does make or break their season. If they lose, that could be it. So they are certainly playing with a lot of intensity. And as I mention it, that will be goal number 5 for the Wolverines. Shot crisply, beautifully by the junior, number 17, Johnny Beecher. Gets it beautifully. And that just digs an even deeper hole for the Spartans, who came out really intensely, really excellently at the start of the second period, making lots of shots on goal, lots of puck control, but number 17 for the Wolverines, Johnny Beecher, will put a stop to that immediately as we will get an offensive face-off. 17 minutes, 48 seconds left in the second period. That goal comes 2 minutes and 12 seconds as the assist will come from number 7, Nick Blakenberg for the Wolverines, and number 73, Edwards. Spartans will win the face-off, but cannot seem to maintain control in the same way that they had been for the first 2 minutes of this period. That goal certainly has them rattled. I think the Spartans were really working on a strong game plan all throughout the 12-minute period in between first and second, and when Michigan comes out like that with the strong goal, that can really leave you rattled and phased. Michigan State trying to get some good looks. Number 9 slaps it into the net, but it'll go way over. Number 15 for the Spartans, 2 as well. Number Christian Krieger tries to take a slap shot onto the net, but it will hit the stick as the Wolverines will take control. Lambert passing it over to number 22, Powell, who will lose control of the puck. Michigan State's defensive team tries to hold on to it, but seemingly can't, but thankfully actually will. Passing over to number 9, Mitchell Lewandowski. Will pass the puck harmlessly up to the Michigan defense, who will take control. Substitutions happening on both ends. Wolverines, he will go around the net to the backside. Number 20, Fearson, but will not maintain a strong look at it. Both teams choosing to reset. Michigan State with possession, I use that in quotations, of the puck, as they use a lame shot to the back of the net. Allows Michigan to retake control and Michigan State's defense to reset. Number 10, ooh! A.J. Hodges for the Spartans had a beautiful look on net, but the Michigan defender was right there to stop the shot. Number 19 for the Wolverines now taking control. No, passing over to number 34, who tries to take a shot on net, but it is stopped by the Michigan State Spartan defender. Tries passing it over to number 22, Powell, who is not fully aware of his surroundings, will not be able to maintain control of the puck. But thankfully, the Wolverines will take control of the puck again on the defensive side of the rink. Pass it over to number 95, Estrapa, who passes it over to number 13. Tries to take a shot at the net, but the Michigan State goaltender, Pierce Charleston, manages to get down and put a stop to it. Could have made it a very ugly 6-0 game. Michigan will maintain the control of the puck offensively, though, but Michigan State defender will stick his puck out and stop this series. Michigan and Michigan State vying for control of the puck right around midcourt. Number 10 for the Wolverines tries to get a look on net, but tragically it will not be good enough for him. Matty Beaners tries to get a great look at the net, but it's just not. The goalie had it completely covered up. Nothing else really to say here. Michigan offense maintaining control of the puck, really not letting Michigan State. Started off the period very strong, but now, since then, it's been all Michigan again. Defensively, they cannot seem to be making a stop, and offensively, they cannot hold on to the puck before the Michigan defenders are all over them. Passing over number 15, Truscott, who will take a shot at net, but it will be deflected by the Michigan State goalie. Over number 43, tries to pass it over, seemingly, I believe, to number 10, Matty Beaners, but he is not going to be there. Pass it over to number 56 for the Wolverines, who resets. Michigan making a quick substitution. Number 43, Luke Hughes, trying to take a shot on net, but it will be immediately covered by Michigan State. If you're a Spartan, I'm sure you're glad that sequence is finally over. Michigan getting look after look after look. Any single time a Spartan tried to break it away, a Wolverine would come in and steal possession right back. Michigan gets several shots on goal. Right now they have 16 to Michigan State's 13. But in the stat that truly matters, Michigan holding on to a 5-0 lead. 6 minutes into the period. 14:01 left in this second period. Michigan will win the faceoff. Number 43, Hughes, tries to get a look at the net, but the Michigan defender is there, who will also drop his stick. Why do I keep forgetting the word for hockey stick? I don't know what's up with me. Michigan State will take control, but now Michigan able to put a stop to any sequence the Spartans were hoping of having. I believe that was Hughes. No. It was Mackie Samskovich, who tries taking a shot on net, but it'll go wide right, allowing Michigan State to take control. Michigan State with a great look on net, but cannot get it to go in. Michigan tries passing it upwards, but the man loses control of the stick. Did not get a good look at who that was. But Michigan will turn over possession to Michigan State, number 9, in a field full of Wolverines. That was Mitchell Lewandowski for the Spartans. Tried to get something going, but the Wolverines were all over him. Number 8 for the Spartans, Cole Krieger, tries to get some kind of look over on the net as he shoots it straight into the goalie, who manages to cover it up quite nicely. 13:04 remaining in this second period. This game's been all Michigan. Michigan State, every once in a while, seems like they could possibly get back into it, but Michigan really not letting them maintain control, holding on to a 5-0 lead. 4 goals coming within the first 10 minutes of the first period, and Michigan's 5th goal coming about 2 minutes into this period. After the first 2 minutes, it's seemingly been all Spartans. Seemed like they had a game plan that they were working on, a game plan they were very closely, but sometimes it's like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, and I think that 5th goal by the Wolverines there was certainly a punch in the mouth. Spartans will win the faceoff, try to get something going, but Michigan's defense is there to put a stop to it. Will not get a shot on net. Number 73 for Michigan will be called for an offsides, I believe. Not 100% sure. Play will be stopped. 12:46 remaining in the second period. I do believe it is indeed, not too sure, I do believe, a penalty is going to be called on the Wolverines. 2-minute minor on Blakenberg for cross-checking. Michigan State will get a 5-on-4 advantage. I really think they need to take advantage of this one. Michigan State has had, I believe, 2 power plays all game, and really were not able to get anything going on either of those. No, excuse me, they had 1, but there's another scenario where it was 4-on-4. So, this is Michigan's 3rd penalty of the game, I believe. Michigan's offense, however, defenders are able, and 51! Oh! That was almost incredible. 51 for the Wolverines. Garrett Van Wyn almost gets a great look at net, but unfortunately the puck just a little too in front of him to get him a shot on the Spartan defender. Really bad offensive sequence for the Spartans there. 1 minute 15 left in this penalty, and the Spartans have absolutely nothing to show for it. Almost a Michigan shot on goal, which very feasibly could have gone in. But with substitutions, the Spartans will reset. Unsuccessful pass over will allow Michigan defenders to maintain control of the puck, but Michigan State will get it back. Number 22 mishandles the pass for the Spartans. Passing over to Kelly, number 26, over in the corner. Ooh. I believe that was number 23 for the Spartans. Jared Joshua tries to do a fancy little spin move to confuse the goalie and get a good look on net, but he will not, as Michigan's defense will pass it way behind the Spartan net. 30 seconds left in this power play. 11 minutes, 15 seconds left in this period. Yes, 11 minutes, 10 seconds left in this second period. Wolverines up 5-0. Spartans trying to pass, see if they can get a wide open look, but the Michigan 4 defenders, Michigan is currently shorthanded. These defenders are making sure they can't get any sort of look on the net. And the puck will go deep into Michigan State defensive territory. That will end the power play for Michigan State. I'm not even sure they got a single shot on goal in that scenario. Really not what you're looking for if you're a Spartan fan hoping to come back into this game. 5-goal lead is a very tall order to overcome, as Michigan returns a full strength after the 2-minute cross-checking call, I believe that was called. Michigan will have the puck behind their own net. Number 20, Fearson, passes it right around the net, making a quick substitution. Number 22 for the Wolverines, that is Owen Power, will come back in. Bit of defensive tussling. Number 2 number 2 on the Spartans. Aiden Gallagher having a very clear disagreement with some Michigan defenders. The referees will be right there, though, to put a stop to it before it can get ugly. Will be a face-off in Michigan State's defensive territory of the rink. 10 minutes, 8 seconds left in this second period. Michigan will win the face-off. Number 7 trying to see if he can get an open look at the net. He will not. Michigan State takes control of it for a moment, but now it's Michigan puck again. Number 19, Fearson behind the net. Pass it over to number 7. But the Michigan State defender will be right there. That was Nick Blackenberg trying to get a good look on net, but unfortunately the Michigan State defenders were all over there blocking it. Michigan State trying to get a good look on net, but thankfully, as I've said before, Portillo having one heck of a game, manages to be there to put a stop to it. Michigan will take control now. 34, pass it over to number 19 for the Wolverines. 22! Oh, Owen Power. Beautiful look on net, but the goalie manages to be right there, putting a stop to that hole. And Michigan tries to take another look on net, but unfortunately will go wide right. Allows the Spartans and Wolverines time to regroup. Both teams going to make some quick substitutions as number 34 pass it to number 11 on the Wolverines. Takes a quick slap shot at the net, but it will be blocked by his leg pads of the goalie. Michigan trying to make a quick pass in front of the net, but the defenders are there to put a stop to it. Still will be Michigan puck, though. Number 17 behind the net will come over, pass it over to number 43 for the Wolverines, who is Luke Hughes, but the pass is going to go a little too high. Number 56, ooh! That is going to be called, certainly. Oh, no! 56, Dylan Duke. A hard hit, and he is still down. Loses control of the stick. Uh-oh, that is not ideal. Number 15 for Michigan State, Christian Krieger, is going to be called. Duke still down on the rink. Actually, no, thankfully he is going to be slow to get back up. Slowly skating back towards the bench. You absolutely love to see it. That was the real. They're showing the replay now. Ow. Oh. That did not look pleasant. I don't think that was too blatant of a hit by the Michigan State guy, but just, I think, an unfortunate landing for Michigan. This truly is the best game you can name. It is indeed the good old hockey game. That is currently what the marching band is playing. The good old hockey game is the best game you can name, and that is absolutely true for Wolverine fans. Up 5-0. 24 shots on goal compared to Michigan State's 15 shots on goal. And now Michigan, they get a power play. It's very interesting. Michigan State came out very aggressively. They seemed very, determined to try to get back on the net, get on the scoreboard. put a chip, a divot, into this Michigan lead. But and for 2 minutes, it really looked like it was working. But Michigan managed to get a goal 2 minutes, I think, and 1 second into the second period. And since then, it has just been all Michigan control. Really not taking aggressive looks at the net, but I really don't think they need to. They're playing strong defensive hockey. They're trying to get some good looks, at the net. They're playing really smart. They're playing very smart. 8 minutes, 32 seconds left in this second period. As I've said, 5-0 is your score. Wolverines up. And still, play is going to be halted for a moment. I did mention a minute ago there was a penalty on Michigan State's number 15, Krieger. It was a 2-minute minor for holding, I believe. It looks like the referees are looking at this call, I believe. Not 100% sure, but the one referee is going to come out and let his judgment be known. They're actually, after review, they're going to change it from a minor over to a major. Michigan Wolverines, Yost Arena smugly playing bad boys. What you gonna do when they come for you? As it is changed to a 5-minute major for the Spartans. Ow! As if things could not be getting worse for this Spartan team. It is going to be a 5-on-4 scenario for the next 5 minutes, or until Michigan scores, whichever comes first. Michigan will win the faceoff. Number 22, Powell, pass it over to Harrison. Number 19, puck will hit his leg, though. Michigan will lose control. Michigan State desperately trying to get the puck out of their territory, but as anyone who's ever played hockey can tell you, a 5-minute major can be really hard to, waste time for. They have an advantage, a one-man advantage for all 5 minutes. Michigan comes close to scoring on it already. Less than 8 minutes remain in the period. Still 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on this Michigan power play after a major was called for holding on Krieger for the Spartans. Spartans a little slow. Pass it back over to Michigan defensive end. Michigan team will try to reset. Try and get some good looks on net here. Pass it over to number 19. Number 24 behind the net. We'll pass it over to Powell, 22 at the top of the key. Passes it over to number 34 for the Wolverines. Takes a shot on net, but it's going to go a little too hard right. Michigan State will take control of it back, but no. Actually, I am wrong. Number 7 for the Wolverines, Nick Blackenberg, manages to grab it. We'll take it behind the net. We'll allow both teams to make some quick substitutions as Michigan hopes to reset. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on this major power play. 7 minutes left in this period. Wolverines up 7-0. Michigan passing it around over to number 11. Pass it over to number 43, Hughes, who will pass it over to number 7, who immediately passes it back to Hughes, and immediately back to number 7. And over number 11 for the Wolverines, Mackie Skemkovich tries to take a good shot on net, but the Spartan defender is there immediately to stop it. Michigan trying to reset. Get some wide open looks. Oh! Almost a beautiful Matty Beniers passes it behind the back, almost gets a wide open look on net, but that's going to go in. As I'm explaining the last failed shot, the Wolverines take a 6-0 lead over the Spartans. This is not Michigan State's night, to say the least. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in this second period. And trying to see who scored the goal. I believe it was Nick Blakenberg passes it over to Luke Hughes, who takes a shot on net. I think it hit somebody's foot, and it goes into the net. A little bit of ribbon going on from the Spartans. They have a sign, East Landfill Youth Hockey, behind the Michigan State's board. And with how the scores progressed, I think it's a fair assumption. The goal is going to be credited to number 11, Mackie Skamoskevich, who has been drafted by the Florida Panthers in the NHL draft. The Michigan State player, it will still be a 5-on-4 disadvantage for the Spartans for the next 2 minutes 24 seconds. I do forget a major was called for holding. This could get even uglier as the Wolverines go up 6-0. 5 minutes 45 seconds left in this second period. 2 minutes 10 seconds left in the power play. Wolverines control the puck, top of the key. 73 Edwards pass it over. 15 who takes a shot, and there is goal number 7. I can't even keep up. I'm one pass behind as they make quick passes, pass to pass to pass, and then suddenly they take a nice slap shot into the goal, and it goes in. 7-0 Wolverines. This is just nothing is going right for this Spartans. Michigan with 29 shots on goal compared to Michigan State's 15. I don't even know how many shots on goal. That is going to be Jay Beecher. Number 17 for the Wolverines, Johnny Beecher, who has been drafted by the Boston Bruins, will score the goal there. Less than 2 minutes left on this major, though, for the Spartans. Michigan Wolverines up 7-0 with less than 5.5 minutes left in this second period. Never say never. I'm certain that crazier things have happened in hockey, but for the Spartans, not looking too good here as the Wolverines take control. Number 7, Nick Blakenberg, tries to pass it over to number 11 in front of the net, but unfortunately the pass will go a little far right. The Spartan goalie, it does manage to put a stop to it. Wolverines with control over there. The announcer has not even finished describing the previous goal as Michigan goes ahead and scores another. How inconsiderate. 8-0. Slow down, boys. Getting a little too ahead of ourselves. Come on. Show some decency, some compassion for the announcers. Number 43, Hughes, passes it beautifully over to number 7, Nick Blakenberg, who will shoot a crisp shot. That is shot number 30 for the Wolverines. And goal number 8, there's still a minute 21 left in this Michigan State major. At what point do you start looking around for a white flag to wave? This is ridiculous. Spartans have to be completely defeated. Michigan taking control of the puck here. Number 15, Truscott, will pass it over to number 13 for the Wolverines. Number 15 will take control of the puck again. Pass it over to number 26, who passes it right back. And he passes it over to number 21. Pass it over to 13. I'm trying to keep on top of the passes. He takes a shot on net, but I think the Michigan player will unintentionally block it. Michigan does maintain control of the puck, though. Number 73, Edwards, thought about taking a shot on net, decides to pass it back over. That was almost goal number 9. The puck drifts in front of the net, and Michigan players do not realize it was there. If they did, they definitely could have made goal number 9, as the announcer was still describing goal number 8. Number 15, Truscott, has it at the top of the key, but the Michigan State defender is there to put a stop to it. 23 has a wide open look on net, but the Michigan Wolverine defender able to be there, put a stop to it. Michigan will take control back again at the back of the net. 2-1. Michigan State's major will finally end. I think Michigan scored 3 goals there. That absolutely nightmare scenario. Michigan State will return to full strength, back to 5-on-5 hockey. But with Michigan up 8-0, 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second period, is it even going to be enough? True question for the ages. Michigan has control of defensive Michigan State territory. 51, Van Wyatt will lose control of the puck, but will reclaim it. Passes it over to number 23, who passes over to number 27. That was almost goal number 9, yet again. 30-second shot on goal for Michigan. Players seemed to stop for a moment, see if he could get a better look on it, but the Michigan State defenders, that was all the time they needed to break that play up. Michigan State taking the puck into Michigan defensive territory, but the Wolverines will maintain control. Number 23 for the Wolverines. Jimmy Lambert will hold on to the puck here. Number 22, Power, will take it, pass it over to number 19. Play will be stopped there. Number 19, Brisson, had a great look at adding yet another goal there, but unfortunately it will not go in as Michigan State players will slide into their own net, dislodging it. Play will stop for a moment. 2 minutes, 27 seconds left. In this second period. The goal has been reset. There will be a face-off deep in Michigan State territory. Really not the game the Spartans wanted. I've said this several times. It really felt like at the start of the second period, for a moment, the Spartans were coming out with a real great intensity, but Michigan has certainly had a response to it. Michigan has 33 shots on goal compared to Michigan State's 15. 16 now as Michigan State tries to take a shot on net. Michigan almost loses control there. Michigan State almost getting a wide open shot on net, but tragically will not get anything to go. Actually, it will be 17 shots on net for Michigan State now, and the only stat that matters, do I even need to say it again? Is this just rubbing salt on the wound? It almost feels mean. Feels like bullying. It's 8-0 Wolverines. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the second period. Play will be stopped as we get yet another face-off. Michigan State will win it. Will try to take control, pass the puck deep into Michigan defensive territory. I honestly forgot that Michigan, was having a goalie in Eric Portello. You almost forget how much of a great game he's having, considering how much the offense has been exploding. But he has stopped everything the Spartans have sent to him. 34 for the Wolverines, almost with a wide-open shot. Clearly wants a penalty to be called as he loses control of his stick. Michigan State, the Spartans, will take control of the puck. And then yet another great stop by these Wolverine defensive men. I believe number 13 for Michigan State there. That was, looking around at my notes for a minute, Christoph Papp tries to take a shot on net, but the Wolverine defenders will be there to stop it as play stops. 1 minute, 29 seconds left in this second period. I believe a 2-minute minor, yes, 2-minute minor is going to be called on Brendan Brisson for the Michigan Wolverines for cross-checking, I believe. But regardless, it will be a 2-minute minor for the Wolverines. Michigan State gets yet another power play opportunity. Yes, I am getting confirmation from my sources that was a cross-checking call. 1 minute, 29 seconds left in this second period. Is it going to be enough for Michigan State to get anything going here? Michigan State will win the face-off. Spartans passing it around, trying to set up something, but the Wolverine defenders are there to break it up. 51 for the Wolverines will pass it way forward. It was Garrett Van Wy who passes it forward, forces the Michigan State Spartans to reset. Less than 1 minute remaining in the first period. 1 minute, 28 seconds left for Michigan State's power play. They will reset. Defensively, Spartans, I think, hoping to try to get something going, maybe get a little bit of momentum going into that third period. Number 16 for the Spartans will take a great slap shot onto the net, but Portillo there to make a great, amazing stop. Michigan gets caught on some substitutions. Michigan State does have a good look at the net, but the defenders will be all over it. 28.1 seconds left in the second period. Play will stop for a moment. Not 100% sure what's being called here. Michigan State minor will be called. We will get 4-on-4 play for the next 59 seconds. Michigan with 59 seconds remaining on number 19. Brendan Brisson's penalty call on cross-checking. Not sure which player was called on Michigan State. That's going to be Lewandowski for the Spartans. Mitchell Lewandowski, number 9. Not sure what he was called for. I'm checking my sources, checking my notes, checking the stats page for a moment. Does not feel like they've been caught up to this fast-paced, high-scoring for one-side game. They're called for a 2-minute minor for too many players on the ice. It is going to be a 4-on-4 for the next 15 seconds to close out this second period. Michigan seeing if they can make it even worse for the visiting Spartans. 10 seconds left. Michigan, number 7, steals the puck from Michigan State. Pass, 5 seconds. Seems that Michigan likely just no. Number 42-3 tries to pass it, but that will be the end of the second period. Brisson still 31 seconds left on his power play, and after that, the 4-on-4 scenario will end. Michigan State, minute 32 left on their penalty for too many men on the ice. Well, that was one heck of a second period. Heck of a game, really, for the Wolverines. Up 8-0. 33 shots on goal for the Wolverines compared to Michigan State's 18. Does not seem like anything can go right for the Spartans. Defensively, Michigan is just absolutely chewing them up and spitting them out. Offensively, they get a couple good looks, but the defenders are there to put a stop to it almost immediately. Michigan State has gone through 2 goalies, both of which, one goalie let in 3 goals at the very beginning, and then the next, the Michigan State goalie, number 29, Pierce Charleston, came in for him, and although he started off strong, he has since allowed 5 goals as we reach the end of the second period. I really don't imagine the Spartans making a comeback for the ages with 20 minutes left in the third period, but certainly stranger things have happened in the good old hockey game, which truly is the best game you can name. I am Ryan Dolson. We are going to take about an 11-minute break, 11-minute break for the intermission between the second and third period. Do not go anywhere for the epic conclusion of this game on WCBN Sports Radio. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the epic conclusion of the Big Ten quarterfinals. Michigan Wolverines versus the Michigan State Spartans. Got about another minute until the third period starts. Michigan Wolverines, in case you've missed it, they've been playing all right. You know, score is 8-0. You know, it's perfectly fine. You know, just 8 goals in 2 periods. If you're Michigan State, I mean, I don't even really know what you're hoping for. At the end of that period, after that 8th goal, they just looked like a defeated team. I don't really know if those Spartans still really even want to be on the ice. Who knows? But if you're the Spartans, I think you're just hoping to end this game cleanly, quickly, and painlessly. But I think the Wolverines are going to want a little bit more. Going into this game, both teams knew what was at stake. Michigan State struggling to end the season, losing 13 of their last 14. Have lost all 4 games against those Wolverines this year. Hoping to, maybe steal a win here, force a Game 3, but I think the Wolverines are already looking forward to the Big Ten semifinal, which will be happening at around this time next week. Game 1 will be on March 12th here at Yost. Michigan's team still has yet to be determined, as far as I can tell. The Wolverines will take the ice. We will start off with a 4-on-4 scenario for the first 31 seconds. Number 19 for the Wolverines, Brendan Brisson, will remain in the penalty box for 31 seconds, and number 9 for the Spartans, Mitchell Lewandowski, will remain in the penalty box for about an extra minute after he gets out, which means we'll start off with the 4-on-4 until Michigan gets a power play for a minute. Not that they need it, but who knows? It's nice to have. We're about to get our opening face-off for the start of the first period. Michigan will win it, but will float back to the Michigan defensive side. Michigan will take control of the puck here, seemingly looks like they could be killing time until they return to full strength, hoping to catch Michigan State off guard. 10 seconds left. Michigan will lose control of the puck, but will get it back. Will steal it back from Fearson. 5 seconds remaining on this 4-on-4 scenario. Wolverines up 18. I almost said 18. 8-0. 18-0. That'd certainly be something. But no, the Wolverines are indeed up 8-0. Michigan will return to full strength. Michigan will receive a power play advantage, 5-on-4 for the next 52 seconds. Play will stop. I believe an offsides was called? No, not too sure. Trying to hear what the referee is saying, but the children of Yost being incredibly loud. It's hard to hear much of anything right now. Oh, right as Michigan returns to full strength, we will go back to another 4-on-4 scenario. Number 94 for the Wolverines, Mark Estapa, will be called. Not sure what the penalty is going to be. As I mentioned, I cannot hear these children of Yost making their presence known. I'm sure it's been very intimidating for the Spartans. Michigan will get a 2-minute minor for too many men on the ice. Michigan State committed that same penalty late in the second period, and now Michigan will tragically make the same mistake. But it will still be a 4-on-4 scenario for the next 31 seconds. Michigan with control of the puck over in Michigan State defensive territory, but Michigan State will steal the puck back, but with a pass that play will stop. I'm not sure if another penalty was called. No, I do not believe so. I do believe that was just a simple offsides call. And I'm actually right this time. I've been saying offsides every single time the puck stops, but thankfully not so. Michigan Children of Yost holding up several free mark signs in reference to Mark Estapa, who was just put in the penalty box as a result of too many men on the ice. Michigan will take a shot on the net. Michigan State will return to full strength, though. 5-on-4 advantage. Hopefully they can get something on the board, make this 8-0 blowout a little less embarrassing with 18 minutes, 10 seconds left in the period and presumably the game. Number 20 for the Spartans tries to get a good look on net. Josh Nodler, who had been drafted by the Calgary Flames. Wow, that was a tongue twister, for me at least. But the Michigan defenders will be right there. Puck will go back behind the Michigan State net. 32 seconds left in this Michigan State power play. Really have not been able to get much going on. I was going to say this power play, but I think it's fair to say most of this game. They will try a snapshot right onto the net as it will land on his leg as the puck stood there aimlessly in the balance for just a moment, but thankfully the Wolverines will shoot it away. Michigan's about to return to full strength. 3 seconds left on the power play. The Michigan goalie right there to make a stop, to keep the puck out of this territory. Michigan will return to full strength as number 9 for the Spartans. Mitchell Lewandowski will take a shot on net, but it will be easily covered up by Portillo, who is having an incredible game. 20 shots on goal by Michigan State. None of them have gone in. There is a reason the Buffalo Sabres have drafted him in the most recent NHL draft. Michigan with 33 shots on goal, up 8-0, 17 minutes, 15 seconds left in this period, which is the third. Michigan State will win the faceoff. Number 8 for the Spartans. Cole Krieger will try to take a shot on net, but thankfully Portillo, again, there to make the save. That will be his 21st on the day. We will get yet another faceoff deep in Michigan Wolverine territory. Bit too much aggression there. Referee does not send it in. And it will be, the faceoff will be won by the Spartans, who will take control of the puck, but Michigan, number 26, is right there to put a stop to it. It's Philip Lapointe who passes the puck deep into Michigan State territory. Michigan State will get it back, but thankfully Michigan goalie behind the net is able to pass it up to some players. Number 26, yet again, Philip Lapointe, trying to maintain some control on the puck, but tragically he will not. Michigan State can't seem to get much of control on this offense here. They're really just taking some desperation looks. Number 17, Johnny Beecher, loses the puck, tries to desperately swing his stick to get something more towards the net, but he will ultimately fail as the puck will go deep into Michigan State territory, will go behind the net as some Wolverines and Spartans will fight each other for it. Michigan State will take control. Number 19, for the Spartans. That is going to be Nicholas Mueller. Tries to take a shot on net, but the Wolverine defender is there to steke the puck out away from him before he can get a good look. Less than 16 minutes remaining in this third period. Michigan, again, maintaining an 8-0 lead. I don't think Michigan is coming out here with the intensity, the sole purpose of looking to score more goals. As fun as it would be to rub some more salt on this wound, maybe introduce a brand new college hockey mercy rule, but I think right now they're primarily focused on maintaining this lead. Don't let Michigan State get on the board. Don't give them a false sense of confidence. Wolverines will take control of the puck here. Pass it forward over to number 11, Samskovich, who will pass it way deep into Spartan territory. The Michigan State Spartans will take control of the puck. Number 23, Joshua, has a decent look on net, but unfortunately the goalie stopping it with his legs beautifully. Michigan State forced to reset at the top of the key. 15 minutes left in this period. Michigan State cannot hold on to the puck. They will maintain control, but they attempt to reset, but an ugly pass broken up by number 27 on the Wolverines, Nolan Moyle, will allow them to maintain control. Children of Yost being very loud, very rambunctious. Number 20 for the Wolverines manages to steal the puck from a Michigan State player. Passes it behind him over to number 51, who unfortunately cannot maintain control.